My name is Jacob Olivares, and this is my audience. As many of you may know, there's been an ongoing debate on whether smoking tobacco in public places should be banned. According to Chris Hook, Senate Bill 28, which would ban smoking in bars, restaurants, and public places, failed to go through. Banning smoking in public places would increase the safety of those that are non-smokers. First, I would discuss with you the dangers of secondhand smoke. Then I will talk to you about the pollution problem we have with cigarettes. And third, I will propose a solution to the problem. So what is the main problem with people smoking tobacco in public places? The major problem is secondhand smoke because it's most dangerous. It can cause many diseases and does harmful damage to the body. According to the American Cancer Society, tobacco smoke produces about 7,000 chemical compounds. About 250 of those are harmful, and an estimated 69 of those can cause cancer. So, could you imagine what would happen if you walked into a bar and inhaled all those chemicals at once? So, we should think about the people working in those places because they have to deal with this on a daily basis. Say you're a waiter and you have to wait on somebody and they're blowing smoke in your face. Well, it's your job to provide service to them, so you cannot just deny them service because they're smoking. The boss would probably get mad at you and they were going to complain because you're pretty much discriminating against them. Okay? For example, maybe you and your family are going to go on a dinner and somebody is smoking. There's children involved and maybe somebody in the family is pregnant. Well, you wouldn't want your children inhaling all those toxins and everything that's given off by somebody else that's smoking cigarettes, because it could hurt them long-term, in a long-term perspective, because they aren't fully developed yet and their immune systems aren't as strong as ours. Okay? So not only do we have to deal with secondhand smoke, but we also have to deal with people being litter bugs. One of the mostly polluted objects in the United States is cigarette butts. And this is a major problem because they're non-biodegradable. So imagine what would happen to animals. Think about it. Say you throw a cigarette butt into a lake. A fish sees it, thinks it's a fly, maybe a grasshopper, or some other type of bug, comes up and eats it. Well, that fish is going to be exposed to all those chemicals that were smoked through that filter, or the cigarette butt, and then second, they're going to be ingesting plastic, and animals aren't supposed to be made to ingest plastic. Then you got to think about the people that don't fully extinguish their cigarettes. They flick them halfway done, or they flick them and forget to put them out. Okay, so we live in Texas. It's one of the driest states in the United States. It is always hot, and we haven't really had that much rain this year. So think of a person who doesn't fully extinguish their cigarette, throw it on grass. It's a 90-degree day, and the wind is blowing pretty hard. How fast do you think that fire could spread? Okay, according to John Hall, in 2010, U.S. fire departments responded to about 90,800 fires that related to people smoking. Another form of pollution is ashes. People are supposed to ash their cigarettes in ashtrays, but sometimes they just flick them, and they are very lightweight, so they float in the air, and sometimes they don't disintegrate. So imagine if you're walking up and you're yawning, and somebody turns and flicks a cigarette. What if that gets in your mouth? How are you going to feel about that? So I've discussed with you the dangers of secondhand smoke, and I've also talked to you about the litter problem. So what can be done to solve this problem? What the United States can do, or what Texas can do, is ban smoking in public places totally. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says that over the past 10 years, 25 out of the 50 states have banned smoking tobacco in public places. So think about it. You're in a restaurant, somebody lights up a cigarette. Not only are you inhaling the toxins that they're exhaling, but you're inhaling the smoke that is given off from the cigarette. So that'd probably be double worse, and it could not be healthy for you at all. So Smoke Free Texas says that statewide smoke-free workplaces could result in an estimated $250 million every 2 years in savings in healthcare if tobacco is banned for being smoked in a public place. So you got to think about it. It doesn't. Not only does it improve the safety of people that don't smoke, but it also saves money, and people love to save money. Think of it as a car commercial. You do this, and you save money. So if we stop people from smoking in public places and help people stay more healthy, then we wouldn't have to worry about paying for people being sick because of somebody else's neglect. So I have discussed with you the dangers of secondhand smoke. I've talked to you a little bit about the litter problem, and I've provided a solution to the problem. Banning smoking cigarettes in public places will increase the safety of those that are non-smokers. Just so next time you go into a restaurant and you see somebody smoking, think about the discussion. We should do anything in our power to get smoking in public places banned. Thank you. And that is my audience.